All right, so let's talk about EWOT benefits. EWOT offers a lot of benefits to you, and one of the first benefits you're going to notice is the cardiovascular benefits. When you're doing EWOT, the exercise is easier. So if you were walking on a treadmill at a pace of 4 miles per hour, what you're going to notice immediately is that doesn't feel as difficult as it used to, and you might have to put it up to 4.5 miles per hour. And then after you do it for a few weeks, you may find you need to go to 5, etc. So you're going to notice your cardiovascular capabilities are going to grow over time. And those benefits will continue to accrue over a long period of time as you keep doing it consistently. The next benefit that most of our customers talk to us about is the increase in energy. So oxygen helps the body produce energy at a cellular level. And when you start breathing the pure oxygen while you're exercising, you produce what more chemical known as APT, which is the base energy molecule in our bodies. You will notice more energy throughout your day. You're also going to notice that you may improve sleep quality pretty quickly. People often tell us after they've done even just one EWOT session, they'll have some really good sleep, very restful, deep sleep that night. And those benefits continue to accrue over time as well. The other benefit that people talk often about very early on is they'll notice if they have a brain fog or they're having memory challenges, they may notice benefits in that right away. As that oxygen gets into our brain and produces more APT, we naturally are able to clear out a lot of the cellular waste in our brains, and they work better, and we have the energy for all those neurons to fire as they need to fire. So you'll notice if you have brain fog and challenges there, often you'll feel clear-headed after an EWOT session, and whether you do or don't, you'll notice your memory improves. The reason for the brain fog improvement is because EWOT actually helps to reduce inflammation throughout the body. So if you're having joint pains, or you're having brain fog, or you're having body aches, often the root cause of these is inflammation in the body. And oxygen fights this inflammation at a very cellular level and helps the body to reduce inflammation. And as you do EWOT consistently over time, you're going to feel the benefits of the inflammation coming down more and more and more. Now, if you're very sick and you have a high level of inflammation, some of these folks, and I was one of these, didn't notice the benefits of inflammation because the inflammation comes down, but it's still at a level where you're noticing all these aches and pains. But over time, doing it consistently, it comes down more and more, and then it gets to a point where you'll start to notice, and if you keep doing it, the benefits become more and more dramatic. So if we talk about the science of EWOT, the reason why EWOT became an industry was there's a gentleman named Van Arden who discovered that when you breathe oxygen while you're doing exercise, there's this anti-inflammatory effect that occurs inside of our blood vessels, inside of our capillaries that are thinner than a human hair, where we all have inflammation as we age. So every year past 25, this increased inflammation causes the body to have a reduced ability to utilize oxygen. And every year past 25, we lose about 1% of our oxygen utilization capacity, which most of us don't notice. At 26, we feel as great as 25 for the most part. But as the years creep on, we all start to feel our age, and a large reason for that is because our body is not able to utilize and get the oxygen it needs to all of our cells. So what Van Arden discovered was when you're breathing pure oxygen and doing the exercise, it creates this anti-inflammatory effect inside the capillaries and allows the body to reestablish normal oxygenation throughout the body. And he also found that this benefit didn't just occur while you're doing exercise with oxygen therapy, but that the benefit was long-lasting. He had folks do just a few sessions, and then he had them come back weeks and months later, and he noted that their oxygen utilization continued to remain elevated. And so this is one of the great anti-aging properties of EWOT. And as you do it, again, consistently over time, you're going to notice more and more benefits. One of the next benefits I would talk about is detoxification. So as we age and our bodies get less and less oxygen, some of the cells in the body go from aerobic respiration using oxygen to anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration is where we use sugar instead of ATP as fuel, and it creates a lot more metabolic waste. Now, when the cells don't have as much energy because they're going through anaerobic respiration, they stop doing non-essential functions. And one of the non-essential functions many of the cells stop doing is effectively taking out the metabolic trash. They let all of your metabolic waste build up inside the cell wall because they don't have energy to take care of that. When you start breathing oxygen while you're doing exercise and giving those cells the oxygen they need, that allows them to start producing APT, and then they start taking out all of that metabolic waste and flushing your system. The other great thing about it is the oxygen is a great oxidizer, which means it helps break down a lot of the toxins and metabolic waste in our body into a chemical that our excretory system can allow us to eliminate from the body. So it works great there. And then lastly, we talked a little bit at the beginning about the cardiovascular benefits. It's also really good for exercise recovery. So if you're big into endurance athletics, or if you're big into weightlifting, anything that can produce a lot of lactic acid, if you do EWOT at the end of your training session, what you're going to find is it will flush out that lactic acid, so your body is working less to remove the lactic acid and the repairs of the damage from it, and it can focus more on recovery so you can get back at it sooner. So these are all the benefits that you will experience if you do EWOT consistently over time.